we managed to cash collect about $30,000.
It's very possible to build yourself a six-figure business just off coaching.
The videos that you create on YouTube basically lives there forever. You create it once, and maybe like 6 months to a year from now, it's still bringing you leads and revenue. So as long as you have things in place, it can be pretty passive, meaning like the leads automatically comes in, and it's just a matter of you nurturing that lead and converting that into a paying client, right?
All right, so today I'm here with Jason Lee, one of our partners. And so, Jason, tell us more about yourself. Give us an introduction.
Yeah, I am a YouTube creator in the finance or make money online niche. I teach people on how to make money online, basically through side hustles, through e-commerce, content creation, and things like that.
Amazing, man. And what was your situation before working with us?
Majority of my revenue comes from YouTube AdSense, brand deals, and I used to have a course as well that I created, but I didn't really aggressively market it on my channel. So there are a few sales here and there, but I was not focused on that. So I was focused on getting the brand deals. And yeah, that was my position before. I guess the reason why I reached out to Simon is because I wanted to basically work with an expert to scale my high ticket, because basically I look at that as another source of income, right? So I think a creator is good to always have multiple sources of income rather than just one, even though that one thing is bring me pretty good money, but I feel like having a few sources can definitely be safer and more sustainable.
Yeah, love it. And I know you had that course in the past before we started working together. Just all income sources combined, what were you revenue wise?
I think everything combined was about maybe between 20 to 30 on average. Yeah, with all the courses and brand deals and the YouTube revenue.
That's amazing. And then after 30 days of launching the high ticket offer, after structuring it, building it, marketing it together, tell the people more about what the results were after those 30 days and how it, like the extra income supplemented, I guess, your business.
Yeah, so I think in the time that we launched that product or that high ticket offer, we managed to cash collect about $30,000. So it was quite impressive to be able to reach that number in such a short period of time, right? But of course, in saying that, like we work quite hard to set everything up, right? With the all the videos that we created, all the VSLs and all that. It took a lot of work, but we definitely saw results.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what it takes to be able to make a great launch, right? Because a lot of people, I feel like, skip out on the steps and they just go straight to launching the offer without having a process to nurture leads and actually have a process to close people effortlessly. And so that's where the VSL comes in. It actually pre-sells people before they even hop on a call with you or the salesperson. So tell me, like, what was your goal at the very beginning before working together? And what were you hoping to achieve before we even partnered up?
Well, I knew that coaching is something that I wanted to get into, right? So that is very interesting to me. And I've had clients before. I was managing a few clients when I reached out to you. It is very fulfilling, that type of work, in my opinion. So I wanted to scale that, right? Because not only that it's fulfilling, but it also can grow the business revenue-wise. So my goal obviously is to increase the revenue of the business, right? So I think dollar-wise, I think I was aiming to maybe reach 10 to 20K by working with you. And I guess we managed to surpass that amount, right? We managed to get 30,000. So I was very happy with that. So I think you did what you promised.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm glad we could smash that goal because $10,000 to $20,000 in the coaching info space is very doable, especially because if you have the right offer, if you have the right traffic sources, YouTube, Instagram, ads, it's very possible to build yourself a six-figure business just off coaching. Of course, you just need to be able to have the thing that you're teaching people. That's what you need, right? And then you can easily make $10,000 per month minimum from a coaching offer. So that's great that we were able to surpass that goal. I want to backpedal a little bit and talk about what kind of stopped you from achieving those goals on your own. Because I know you mentioned you were looking for an expert. So that kind of implies you didn't have the skill set. Just explain that a little bit more.
I think my biggest problem at that point was time, because I was, spending like 80-90% of my time like creating videos, and then working with brand deals takes a lot of time as well. So I was basically up to my neck. So I think I wanted to scale my coaching business, and I thought I could never do it, like without working with somebody else, right? Because if I can just put this off, wait until I'll be able to automate some of the things that I do. But I thought that, okay, let's do this. It's better to start now than later. I mean, since I still have the momentum, right, and my channel is growing quite good. So I thought that, you cannot repeat that timing again. The opportunity doesn't come twice. I guess my answer to that is I guess time is the one that's preventing me from doing this myself, because I watch a lot of videos on, like, how to sell coaching, high ticket offers and things like that, but I feel like some of these things are good in theory, but not necessarily, like, when you actually do it, right, you don't know, because you don't have any experience in that. So working with you, who has experience, especially if you have already a sales team, I think that's like one whole package, right? So I think that's where what attracted you to me, actually.
Was that we provided the whole A to Z solution from number one marketing, but all the way until sales.
Because if I had to do this myself, obviously I need to, like, find another sales team, and and it's good that you have experience in the industry, right? Because that way we were able to brainstorm ideas together, because you already have experience from your other clients as well, right? So I think that is where working with another team makes sense, right?
Perfect. And Jason, like, have you tried any other service providers before that helped you with your coaching program, or was this the first time?
No, no, it's the first time. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm sure you did research on other people as well, right? Was that the case, or?
Yes, I reached out to a couple of other guys that does this, but I guess the one thing that drew me to your company is the fact that you have a YouTube channel with all your videos, teaching people how to create funnels and all that. It gives me confidence that you know what you're doing, because you are showing all of these things for free, right, for the world. And I think that is something valuable, something that attracted me to your service.
100%. I feel like a lot of people don't understand how important YouTube is in terms of client acquisition, right? I know your whole program is teaching people how to get clients with YouTube, which I think it's amazing. That's why we made so much money with it, is because it was genuinely a very good business model. For all creators out there, it's an asset that you need to build if you genuinely want to be successful in 2025 and going forward. What are your thoughts on that? Like, how did YouTube help you scale your coaching business? Like, how did it allow you to be able to scale it to 30K, because it was a very big organic driver into the business?
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised as well. I did not know that it's gonna go this well. The videos that you create on YouTube basically lives there forever, right? And you create it once, and maybe like 6 months to a year from now, it's still bringing you leads and revenue. So as long as you have things in place, it can be pretty passive, meaning like the leads automatically comes in, and it's just a matter of you nurturing that lead and converting that into a paying client, right? So just to add more and more thing, like difference between YouTube and all this short form content platforms like TikTok, Instagram. I think YouTube is the best for high ticket clients, just because that it is long form, right? 10 to 15 minutes videos. So your clients spend a lot of time with you for that period of time. And if they watch like 2 to 3 videos of yours for a week, that's already like 45 minutes. So you get to build a connection with your audience, not only connection, but trust that you wouldn't have been able to do on Instagram, because you only spend like 20 seconds, 30 seconds per video, and just swipe away, right? Definitely YouTube is the biggest driver for what I've been able to do. And yeah, I definitely recommend, if you have a high ticket program, I think YouTube is the best marketing channel.
I cannot agree anymore. It's so crucial to have a YouTube channel because of what you said. Like, Google did this study recently where they researched people that buy stuff online, and they figured out that for someone to buy something online, it takes them 7 hours of engagement across 11 different touch points and across 4 different locations. So how do we actually apply that to online coaching and info products? If you think about it, 7 hours of engagement is like 7 hours of watching your content. Combine 7 hours of watching your YouTube videos, watching your reels, watching your course modules that maybe you release for free, watching your lead magnets, reading your emails, like all of these things, it adds up to 7 hours of engagement with your brand. And with YouTube, it's not a 60-second reel. They actually spend 10, 15, 20, 30. And if you make a longer video, maybe even more than 30 minutes. They spend that time with you, and they actually can learn more about your story. They can learn more about your process. They can learn more about how you solve problems, your case studies. You make a call to action at the end. All these different touch points and these minutes, they add up to hours, because from one video they jump to the other, and then YouTube just continuously recommends, like on the right hand side, YouTube consistently recommends your YouTube videos. Yeah, I cannot stress the importance enough of YouTube. It's helped me, it's helped Jason, and it's going to help everyone who implements it straight away. And Jason, like, explain to everyone your methodology of YouTube. You don't need views and subscribers to make a lot of money. So just explain that.
Yeah, so I think that my approach with YouTube is that you don't need to go viral to be able to make money, because like going viral, there's no formula to that, right? It just depends on the algorithm, right? But if you make consistent content and you give value with every time you create a video, like, provide better value than the other people, right? The other videos. So I think you'll do well as long as you're authentic. You're not like scamming people, right? You're really giving value to your audience. I think your audience can see that, and it will just reward you back, so many times.
Yeah, 100%. Let's talk about some points as well in terms of like what actually made you want to jump in, what pushed you over the edge, because I know at the very beginning you were thinking about it and it took some time for you to make that decision. So what pushed you over the edge in terms of working with us?
So to go back, I think I watched your videos. I started watching your videos maybe early 2024, and I was exposed to this, creating all these funnels for high ticket, but I never took action until maybe third quarter of last year. And then I wanted to set a goal for myself. Okay, by the end of this year, this is what I want to accomplish, right? And high ticket is one of the things on my list, right? So I think at the time around September, October, that's when I want to take action, because I don't want to miss the year. I want to see some great results on this high ticket program that I offer. So that's why I decided to just jump in and basically take a risk, right? But actually turned out better than expected. So I'm really glad that I make that call. And yeah, I think that's so. I think for creators out there, I think if you have a goal, just act on it. Just take action. Especially if you are investing in something that will produce income, right? And this is what I call like an income producing activity, right? So it's well worth it, right? If let's say the worst thing that can happen is that you don't make any sales or things like that, it is a learning curve. It is something that you can learn, and I'm willing to invest in things like that. Something that you can learn, and you wouldn't have been able to learn if you don't do it, right? So you'll keep wondering, like for the next few years.
Yeah.
I should have done that. Should have done this, right? So I think that this is some of the things that you have to take risk for. You'll never know unless you try it, basically, right?
100%. I resonate highly with you. The reason why I am here today and the knowledge that I have, the experience that I have, is because I took the risk to invest thousands and thousands of dollars into mentors myself, learning the skill of scaling businesses, specifically info businesses, coaching businesses, blah, blah, blah. I took a bet on myself. That's essentially what you're doing. You're taking a bet on yourself. Would you rather bet on the stock market, or would you rather bet on yourself? That's a decision you want to make. But ultimately, I would bet on myself any day of the week, because if you genuinely know yourself and you know that you would put in the work for it, betting yourself is going to provide so many returns, because not only are you getting the knowledge for that specific time period, but you're getting that knowledge forever. Like that knowledge is with you forever, and that the skills that you learn, the experiences that you have are going to stay with you forever. It's ultimately how you make it, like how you make the whole process work, because everyone can give you the blueprint. I could give you the blueprint, Jason, but if you didn't implement, if you didn't do exactly like what we outlined together, and the game plan that we had, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be in the situation that you are in today, making $30,000 in 30 days. Extrapolated across 12 months, that's like a $360,000 per year business, right? So if that's consistent, then, that's very, very good for you. A lot of people would love to make that type of money. So I 100% resonate with you there. I guess to play devil's advocate here, was there any reason that made you not work with us, like almost not work with us? Was there any reason at all, any hesitation, skepticism, any reasons that almost made you not take that step?
I think that small hesitation always exists, whoever you work with, right? Maybe the concern of like, maybe what if it doesn't work, right? Like things like that. But again, to my earlier point, I think as an entrepreneur, like creators are all entrepreneurs, right? And I think if you make mistakes, that is actually, for me, it's learning, right? You're not spending like 100K on something, right? I
Mm.
mean, like you pay like 50, $60,000 a year. Sorry, not a year, for like, for college degree, right? So, and even after you graduate, like you're not sure if you're gonna get it back, right? But this is something that teaches you on how to do exactly what you're trying to do. Like you're working with an expert, right? So I think there's so much less risk there. Yeah, to answer your question, I think the biggest hesitation was like just like any other person being scared of like something not working, right? That's the only thing. But I decided
Mm.
to just do it,
Yeah. Yeah. Like facing fear head on. That was what you did pretty much.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. It's cool. Let's talk more about the steps that we took from the beginning all the way until, 30 days later collecting 30K. I want to talk through the points so that, the audience can learn, okay, how did we actually do this? How did Jason go from, let's just say $0 with his high ticket offer to be able to making $30,000 in 30 days?
Hmm.
So let's actually walk through that. So step one, you had no offer at all. So kind of walk the audience through what we did to help you craft that offer with like the market research phase, the offer building phase, and how we kind of help build the offer for you essentially from the market research.
Yeah, so I think first thing we did was to figure out, what is the program's going to be like. Maybe it's like 3 months program or 6 months program, and then we figure out like how to price it based on my previous pricing. Price something that makes sense, right? And then we created a VSL together, and we built the community to hold those members. I think the one that took the longest time for us was to maybe create the email sequence, right? The basics, the framework was provided by you guys. I just had to, change the words here and there just to fit
Mhm.
my voice, right? And then we created a couple of VSL videos for the community that we created, and also for the high ticket, right? So you created the funnel as well. Yeah, I think that's the setting up takes quite a lot of time because there's a lot of
Mhm.
like everything's new basically, right?
Yeah.
But I think we managed to pull that off in about a month, right? I think.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Mm-hmm.
of course, once you build this out, it's there
Mm-hmm.
forever. So,
Yeah, correct.
a month of building this, like properly, that is, because we
Yeah.
could have launched in 7 days, but it would
Mm-hmm.
have been very messy, right? It wouldn't
Yep.
be
Mm-hmm.
as successful, I would say. So, first month was market research. So, you took those market research calls with your audience, you
Mm-hmm.
understood what the ICP was, what are their pain points, what are their
Mm-hmm.
desires, and you pitched kind of like the hypothesis of the program, right? Like, hey, if I were to create a coaching program with this, and this, how much would you actually pay for that? Or like, would you
Mm-hmm.
want this, right? So
Yep.
we got
Mm-hmm.
direct feedback from the market on, okay, does my audience even want this YouTube offer that I'm providing? And we actually got a lot of positive feedback from it. That allowed me to be able to craft like a whole offer for you, from the deliverables, the process, the pricing, what the angle would be like. So like, because people can make money online with any business model, but we went directly with YouTube. And of course, we had to create a unique angle within the YouTube marketing, because I'm sure there's a lot of coaches out there that teach how to make money with YouTube, right? So what makes
Yep.
Jason Lee stand out from the other creators? So that's something that we had to
Mm-hmm.
figure out. And the number one angle that we took was, hey, you don't need a lot of subscribers. You don't need a lot of views to make money with YouTube. And that's so
Mm-hmm.
true. And so we doubled down on that marketing angle, and it worked
Mm-hmm.
extremely well, because beginners, they feel like, oh, I need like millions of views online and millions of
Yep.
subscribers. But no, you don't. Like take me for example, I don't have millions of views. But yeah, we also have other clients that started with like just a few thousand subscribers, and they make $50,000 per month. So that just proves the point. And so that's the marketing angle that we took. And that allowed us to build the email sequence, the VSL scripts for low ticket, high ticket, free community. And ultimately, that allowed us to create a very good marketing ecosystem, because now you know what to create on the front end, the YouTube videos. Because you made like very dialed in YouTube content talking specifically about YouTube coaching. Hey, YouTube is now easy in 2025 or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and that video completely blew up.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, run people through more about like your experience with having a lot of the work kind of done for you, and all that you had to do was kind of, I guess, record. Like it kind of gave you more clarity on what to post on YouTube, because now we know exactly what we're offering. So kind of run people through your experience in terms of that.
Yeah, I think it's great that the beauty of like working with a team like yours is just that you handle one aspect of the business and I do the other one, which is marketing, right? Which is creating YouTube videos. So we spent like a month to set up everything, like do the VSL. Everything was done like one time. And our efforts after that is just to market, right? It's just to expand the
Exactly.
audience, to bring more leads. And we're using the system that we created in that 1 month period to capture everything, right? And to convert leads into sales, right? So I think that is a good model. If I were to do this myself, probably I would be working like 100 hours a week because I have to do probably the sales and the marketing, right? So
Yeah.
I think working with you guys helps me out a lot in that aspect. So you can focus and still, have quality videos, right? Because if you're overworked, I think you can see that, quality sometimes goes down and yeah, your audience can definitely feel that. So you want to make sure that you don't go for the sky if you cannot handle it. I think you have to make sure that quality is still there. Yeah. Because I think your audience can definitely see that.
Yeah, because if you think about it, content creation is a full-time role essentially,
Hmm.
right? Creating
Yeah.
content, ideating, scripting, that's all a full-time role. And so I like the point that you made where if you try to handle everything in the business, marketing,
Hmm.
sales, you didn't even mention fulfillment. That's another aspect of the business.
Yeah.
Fulfillment is and getting your client's
Hmm.
result is also another aspect in the business.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
what was the most helpful part for the process for you? Was it us handling the marketing and sales, and then you could focus on content and fulfillment, or what was it specifically for you that was the most helpful?
I think that this is sometimes overlooked, right? But I think that your systems, it's quite impressive. Like the system that you built, the roadmap that you have, that's very clear to me. I mean, so we know like what to expect, what the next steps are, and things like that. I think it's really good to have that. And working with a team like yours, it helps me be more accountable. If I were to do this myself, I can just delay things for another few months, right? But when working with you, you keep me accountable in terms of like, okay, this is due on this day, this is due on this day. So it is very hectic during that 1 month period. But once we pass that period, I mean, you can see the results, right? And that's why I say, like, if you're willing to work hard for something, you'll see the results. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think people overlook having a proven system and trying to do it themselves. I feel
Mm.
like there's so much information out there on YouTube, but like you said, you can get information overload, which is that something that you experienced and that's what delayed you on the process from like Q1 2024 until Q3 to actually take action? What was the
Yes.
yeah, what was that for you?
Yeah, and I also believe that once you reach a certain revenue milestone, to be able to scale it further, I think you need to hire someone for sure. So if I don't hire you, I'll probably hire someone else, right? So I think that's you cannot do everything by yourself, right? Once you pass a certain milestone, then in order to scale more, you got to use people to do things, right? Because you're just one person. You do content creation, you do sales, marketing, fulfillment. That's not possible, right? So I think that I'm glad I made the call to work with you guys, and yeah, I definitely learned a lot. Yeah.
100%. Kind of explain the key lessons that you learned over this process because running a high ticket offer is not easy. That's why you said if you
Mm-hmm.
want to scale to big numbers, you got to have a team. You have to have a team, especially when growing your brand. It's the most important thing a content creator can focus on is building the personal
Mm-hmm.
brand because it's an asset that they can leverage forever. It's you make the content once, it's on the internet forever, right? It's infinite
Mm-hmm.
leverage. So yeah, just I know we talked about a lot of the lessons that you've learned throughout the way, but anything more you want to add to kind of give value to the audience on what you learned during this entire process?
Yeah, sure. One thing that I mean, I'm pleased with, the results, obviously, right? But with great results, you have to put in a lot of work as well. And sometimes I feel like I'm overworking myself. So I think it's good to
Mm,
have systems. It's important to build systems, right? And by systems, I mean time management as well. So, because now you gotta fulfill the clients, fulfill your promise, right? And then you gotta do calls, you have to make videos, you have to script your videos, and then you have to maybe attend to problems that arises from your clients. So a lot of these things sometimes can be very overwhelming. So a lot of people say like have systems in place, and this is where it is most important, right? You have to apply systems when you have like so many things going on like this. And yeah, I think that's what I'm working on at the moment as well, just creating systems for myself internally so I don't work myself to death basically and still
yeah,
enjoy the process, right? Because I
yeah,
mean, like, this is a great business for me. It's what I've been dreaming to do, love what I do and I get paid for it. But a lot of creators I see, they get burned out, not
Mm,
because of the type of the job that they're in, but because they're overworking themselves. So I think in order to avoid that, I think you should have a system, right? Because we all work for money, and essentially the end goal is to have freedom, right? To have that lifestyle that you want.
yeah.
So yeah, I truly believe that having systems in place
Yeah.
to be able to help people get paid at the same time and still have your life, have your lifestyle that you want is really important. So you have a well-rounded system.
Yeah, exactly. Having systems allows you to scale, right?
Hmm.
And it's important to have systems not only in the front end, but also in the back end to fulfill on clients, which is what you're talking about. And
Yep.
is the process that you're taking right now moving forward is okay, now we have the marketing and sales dialed in. Let's dial in the back end fulfillment now, right? So does that mean
Hmm.
we do group coaching, maybe less one-on-ones to be able to handle more clients, more students, maybe hiring client success managers, hiring coaches, building like a whole back-end system to be able to fulfill on
Hmm.
clients and actually get them results, right? So that's
Yep.
like the next step of your business now
Hmm.
is that, okay, let's solve these problems of fulfillment.
Yep.
Okay, so just to wrap up, if someone is on the fence about kind of working with us, partnering up with us, and actually becoming a client, what would you tell them?
So I think I like working with you because like it's not like just purchasing a course on how to sell high ticket offers, right? It is actually doing it live with another team that is already experienced in that niche or in that
Mm,
industry. So you're not just listening to theories, but you are actually doing it, doing all the things that you learn live, right? And you're doing it for your own business. So I think that is it's priceless, I think.
I love that. And yeah, that's a great point that I want to emphasize on is like so many coaches out there and creators out there, they buy into courses, right? But that's only the information aspect. The
Mhm.
other aspect that missing out is on the implementation side. And so cool, you might have the course, but if you're too busy creating content, doing all this other stuff, you're not actually going to go through the course module itself, right? And that's going to lead you to not do the implementation. But if you have a
Mhm.
team or someone telling you in your ear and hopping on calls with you every single week, being like, "Hey, Jason, like these tasks need to be done. This is the script. This is everything that you need to do." Technically, like the information side and the implementation side is done by our end. Is that we got the information and the experience from us, like helping other clients scale, and we give you the implementation in terms like the VSL script, the emails, the school community build out. All of this stuff is like packaged in a way where we just give it to you and you just do the easiest part, which is turning the camera on, speaking to the camera, and getting it edited by your team, essentially, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a lot more valuable to invest in a implementation type of offer, especially if it's proven. And like you said, Jason, it saves you a lot of time. And if you were just giving the information, how do you think you would have moved forward if it was just purely information? Like, what would it be like for you?
Yeah, I mean, like I've taken courses before, like one-off courses. A lot of people that take courses, they never get to implement what they learn. So I think that working with someone live, I think with a real person that knows what they're doing, I think that's much more valuable than working it out on your own, right? Because you get to apply all the theories that you learn. So yeah, definitely like in any industry, I think that a mentorship, like working together with somebody is it's so valuable, right? Especially from somebody who's done it before, right? So that's really important.
Yeah. And look, now you have the skill set, now you have the knowledge of how to run a high ticket offer. It stays with you forever.
Yeah, correct,
Yeah. Awesome,
correct. Yeah.
Jason. Well, tell people where they can find you, your social media.
My YouTube channel is Jason Lee, and the handle is at Jason Lee Finance. So you can find me there.
Awesome. Perfect, Jason. Well, we'll end it here. And the audience, we can catch you in the next video.